Welcome to Elements' Foundation of Audio. My name is Prince. I go by Prince the Artist. You can look me up on IG, on Facebook, on Twitter, Prince the Artist. And today we're going to be going over the most crucial tool that you have in your tool belt for your projects when you're in Beats and Rhymes or Studio E, and that is compression. You use compression when your tracks are too loud or when they're too quiet. You can either reduce the volume or make the volume gain. Compression makes the signal compress. That's why it's called a compressor. So always think about that. When I say compressor, we're compressing the dynamic range of any given audio signal. That might be the voice, that might be an instrument, that might be any audio signal there is. You can apply compression. If you're not using compression in your Pro Tools or your Logic or your FL Studios, you should be using compression on different things for different reasons. So let's just get in the mix and really, I have an example for you of what compression is actually doing.
Sometimes I sing real loud, sometimes I sing real soft. Sometimes you hear my voice, at times I trill right off.
Now watch as I add compression.
Sometimes I sing real loud, sometimes I sing real soft. Sometimes you hear my voice, at times I trill right off.
There's so many different compressors out there. Let me just show you. There's so many compressors. There's so many, but they have the same things on them. These are all different compressors that emulate different reasons, but they all have the same thing. They all have this thing called threshold. You see it says 20 dB as I roll it back. You see they have a thing called ratio, so you can have a 1-to-1 or 1-to-0. That means nothing's happening. You can go to 4-to-1, a 2-to-1, all the way up. We're going to go over that later. They have a thing called makeup, a makeup gain. So because you're compressing the file, you might want to boost it up. You see how it's boosting that signal up or down? You might want to boost it, or you might want the threshold to be a little higher. We're going to go over that. Knee, we're not going to go over. It's just the softness of it, the harder softness of the knee. Attack is how fast is this thing happening? How fast is it activating? How fast is the compressor working? And then we're going to look at the release. How quickly or how slow is it letting go of the audio file? These are the main tools, and as you can see, all of them have a threshold ratio. There's some that don't have a how fast it attacks or how slow because it's already built in. But some don't have a knee, but most of these 5 are always going to be there. So I'm going to really quickly go over what they are. So we have threshold. In a compressor, the signal above the threshold gets reduced by a set amount. The signal below is remained untouched. For example, a threshold setting of -20, everything above the threshold gets compressed by the ratio you indicate. We have a ratio. Like I mentioned, everything above the threshold gets compressed by how much? Well, that's why we need a ratio. Check out this graph. This is a common graph for reading compression. X-axis is the input level and the Y is the out. Let's keep it real simple. Follow the line. The threshold is the point at it activates, and the ratio is how much the compression is happening. It's called a ratio because it's a ratio. To a 1-to-1, nothing happens, but a 2-to-1 means that every 2 dB gets reduced by 1, and so on and so on. So 8-to-1, every 8 dB gets compressed to a 1 dB, and this keeps going on to infinity. We have attack. Attack is more simple. It's just how fast you want the compressor to work for you and tame the transients coming through. And we have a release. A release is exactly what it sounds like. It's how quick do you want the compressor to release the signal. Then we also have a makeup gain. So in the process so far, we've taken down the louder words or compressed them. So after compressing them, you can take the whole entire track and raise it up to fit it more in the mix even more. So now let's jump into the mix. I have a little track by DJ Nardi from Elements. He sent over a track and he wanted me to hop on that. So I hopped on that and we're going to really look at what compression is doing. I have one of my favorite compressors, the Pro C by Fab Filter. But once again, at compression, there's so many compressors. They all have the same thing you see. Threshold, ratio, attack, release, gain. That's that gain makeup. We have knee. And this has a couple more features to it that we're not going to go over. You have range, you have a hold, and you have a side chain. So let's listen. Let's first listen to it without any compression to it. No compression on this, and then we're gonna kind of go into it. So let's listen to it. I don't really wanna play, They be talking all day, Shooting in the DMs, can't give you meat, but I hope you vegan. Never give food to a bird or a pigeon. Went cold turkey on these breasts of these women. Had to do them like that, move them like that, touch it right back and they lap, straighten out the arch in their back. Woo! That joint is heat. But as you can hear, it's a little low in the mix. It's a little low. I always record my vocals with a lot of headroom, as we saw in a different video about levels. I always record in with less headroom. And so it always comes in lower. So I'm going to really need that compression to boost it up, as well as take some of that at the end of my phrasing. Arching the back. It's like those attacks are really high. And as you see, I have the beat and I have the vocals. These are some ad-libs. And then I also exported the vocals out so you can see later on what it's doing. You see how it's really even now. Before, compared to this, it's really got dynamic range. I compressed it. I smushed it down, and that's what it looks like after we get done with it. But let's just get into it. I'm just gonna take you through kind of the process. I'm gonna turn this one on. I don't really want to play, They be talking all day, So first, I'm going to take this ratio. I don't really want to play, They be talking all day, Shooting in the DMs, can't give you meat, but I hope you vegan. Never give food to a bird or a pigeon. Went cold turkey on these breasts of these women. So I took down the ratio to about -20. So when it passes this line right here, that's when it starts working. I don't really want to play, They be talking all day, Right at that, shooting in the DMs, can't give you meat, but I hope you vegan. How much? Never give food to a bird or a pigeon. I have a 2-to-1 ratio. That means like basically everything it decreases it by half, or the half it decreases it by half. If I do 4-to-1, I think about it as a ratio. So whatever is over it gets decreased by 4. I don't really want to play, They be talking all day, Shooting in the DMs, can't give you. I want it quick. I want it to happen quick, and I want it to release pretty quick. I want that really pulsating vibe. I'm really trying to catch the vibe with it. And I'm going to use just the classic with it. And then I'm going to just bring it up. I don't really want to play, They be talking all day, Shooting in the DMs, can't give you meat, but Over here, you're going to see this is how much it's compressing it. And you'll see it in the red as well. And you'll see the regular signal. I don't really want to play, They be talking all day, Shooting in the DMs, can't give you meat, but I hope you vegan. Never give food to a bird or a pigeon. Went cold turkey on. And what I did on this track, I actually added another compressor later on just to give it even more control. I also want to encourage you to always hit that preset button. So defaults, you can hit any one of these. I always start from a preset a lot of times. Start from a preset.
I don't really wanna play, I don't really wanna play. They be talking all day, they be talking all day.
And from the
Shooting in the
preset.
DMs.
From the preset, then I start working on it.
I don't really wanna play, I don't really
want
wanna
less
play. They be
compression with
talking
it.
all day, they be talking all day. Shooting in the DMs, can't give you meat, but I hope you vegan. Never give food to a bird or a
turn it up a
pigeon.
little.
Went cold turkey on these breasts of these women. Had to do them like that, move them like that, toss it right back in they lap. Straighten out the arch in their back. I don't really wanna play, I don't really wanna play. They be talking all
that
day,
sounds
they be
good.
talking all day.
I just
Shooting in the
compressed
DMs, can't give you meat, but I hope you
Now it's
vegan.
sitting in
Never
the
give
track
food to a bird
really
or a
much
pigeon.
easier.
Went cold turkey on these breasts of these women. Had to do them like that, move them like that, toss it right back in they lap. Straighten out the arch in their back. I don't really wanna play.
Yeah, that sounds really good. And so that's pretty much all for compression. We kind of went over. I just want to do a recap. Always use a preset that really helps. Also, use your ear. You know, play with the knobs and really use your ear. We learned about the threshold. When does the compressor start working? That's what the threshold is. We learned about the ratio. The ratio is at how much is that compression happening? How much is the signal being compressed? We learned about the attack. How fast is that compressor working? We learned about the release. How much time does it take for it to release that signal from the compression? And those are the main things that you really want to know when it comes to compression. And compression will help your vocals sit in the mix much better, or help something be tucked in a little bit better. So that's all for today's lesson. Really come back to the channel, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel, and really look for next week. We're going to be going over some more techniques and just the basics and the foundations of audio. So until next time, peace, love, and respect.
I don't really wanna play, I don't really wanna play. They be talking all day, they be talking all day. Shooting in the DMs, can't give you meat, but I hope you vegan. Never give food to a bird or a pigeon. Went cold turkey on these breasts of these women. Had to do them like that, move them like that, toss it right back in they lap. Straighten out the arch in their back. I don't really.
Ooh. Peace and love.